Welcome back everyone. Today we're going to do something totally different. We're going to do some animation with Crazy Talk Animator 3 up here. Okay, I got started playing with this and made some videos, and you can do some cool stuff. Here's a couple of videos that I made that are out on YouTube called Little Tom Tries QRP Portal. Let's do this one right here. I made this almost entirely with Crazy Talk.
Well, it's that time again. I'm gonna go ham radio. What do you think about that, Mr. Faraday? You want to go with me? You want to go camping? You want to come on camping?
So what we've got here is a scene, and then a text box right here, and then I've got a character 1 and a character 2, the little dog, and I go through various scenes. I change the scenery.
Mr. Faraday.
There's the living room.
Just see around.
We go into you know, it's kind of crude, but it's a lot of fun. So let's see how we did all that. Okay? First of all, let's start out with a scene. This is an introduction to Crazy Talk. We're not going to go really in depth with it, but first of all, let's start out with, over here you've got all your tabs. Project, actor, it kind of starts out with a new project. You can do a new project if you want to, but it kind of starts out as one. Once you get going, you're going to want to save it all, but we haven't done anything yet. So let's go over here to, not actor, not animation, but a scene. Let's pick a scene. Now, you may have already have, if you have this installed, you will have some scenes already. And I have bought some scenes. I paid extra for the boss's office, a conference room under Frank's pencil. But here are the ones that came with it. And let's try, I don't know, let's try the forest. You drag and drop a forest, and now you have a real scene that you can start using. Now I'm using my scroll wheel right here to scroll out. You'll see this blue line right here. Well, that's what's going to be shown on your screen. So down here is your timeline. You see where my mouse is? The timeline will hit play. Once you hit play, nothing's happening because, well, you'll notice that some of the things are happening right here. We have a fire. It's just an animation that doesn't do anything. We haven't done anything yet. So we're hitting play and it's going through, but nothing's happening. So let's start all over and scroll in and get it to where we have something to view. That's a good thing right here. Everything within the blue line is what you'll actually be seeing. So what I would want to do is pick a character over here. And our characters under actor, these are the ones we get. This is the one I call Little Tom, that's I've been using, but we've also got, well, we've got naked people right here, which is kind of weird, but we got a lady right here. Let's use the lady. And we'll use the clothed lady. And you drop your character on the screen. It's very important. Now I'm going to have her off the screen and I'm going to have her walk into the campsite. Okay? Whatever you have selected, when you use the scroll wheel, it'll start doing stuff. So you have to be aware of that. If you scroll out and in, she'll get bigger and smaller, which is kind of weird because you have to start thinking in terms of 3 dimensions. 2 dimensions and 3 dimensions, because all of these objects right here, like the tent, you can click. Notice that I've selected the tent. You can click the fire bowl, and then the fireplace. Sometimes it's a little hard to select things. Now if I selected this, notice I can move it around. I can delete it if I wanted to, but I'm going to leave it right here. Now we have a rock. Sometimes it's hard to select things, I've noticed. There's a rock. I can move the rock around, you know. What else you can do up here in the opacity is you can make it less, like it's right there. You can make it seem like it's further away, you know, if you have. And then, now let's take a look at the 3 dimensions that I'm talking about. It looks like that tent is floating right now, so I'm going to bring it down a little bit. Now, here's how we're going to look at our 3 dimensions. Notice this little icon right here. It shows the layers. Watch what happens when I click on it. You get this view, and you have to use your mouse and hit the Alt key, and you can push things back in the 3 dimension. If you keep pushing it back, eventually it's going to go behind. It's going to go behind the whole scene. I'm going to bring it back out to where it was, not behind the trees, but watch this. You can right-click the mouse and hit the Alt key, and you can see all of the objects and how they are arranged. You can go up and down. So notice that the rocks are out in front, the fireplace, the tent, and then the trees, and then the very background. This is the whole background. It's layers, okay? And you have to be aware of these layers as you put things. When I have her walk, if I want her to walk behind the fire, you have to be aware of what level she's at, okay? And you can move her back and forth this way. When she walks, she can be in the very front, she can be in the middle. You have to have characters walk behind things or in front of things. Okay, let's go back to our movie and not worry too much about that. We're going to have her walk onto our stage and say something. Okay? We'll get her down here. She's not on the stage yet. Notice we're at the very beginning. Nothing's happened yet. We're going to go over here to Animation, Motion, and we're going to pick Human, Front, and then there's lots of options over here. You just have to kind of get used to them. And notice this one, Move, right here. Well, that's a good one. Let's go down here also to this Move. There should be a Walk somewhere. We're going to have her walk. There's a walk start with the S. We have a walk loop. That means she's going to loop over and over and over for a long walk. And then here's an end. So let's go ahead and just apply a regular old walk to her. Okay? Notice she's just walked a little bit. So if we were to, and notice that it went a little bit over. Let's bring her back and hit play. Now we've got her motion walking, but she's not going anywhere. For her to go somewhere, we have to have her walk and then bring her over, say, to here. And notice that she is behind all the stuff. This can be kind of tricky because you can click here and bring her forward and find out that she's still in behind the little kettle right there, and bring her forward some more. And now she's in front. Okay, now she can walk. And notice wherever I'm at in the movie is where she'll end up. So if we start the movie over, let's drag this back. Guess what? She moves back. Now let's hit play and see if we like what we see. Okay, that was okay. We got her onto the scene, but she kind of slid a little bit. And what we can do to fix that is we're going to have to go into the details. And at this point, you're going to have to hit F3. And you're going to start getting the details. Let's close all the details to make it simple. Okay? Now, notice the details, and I click her, and this is her details up here, and we have her motion right here. If we were talking, we'd look at her face, but let's look at her motion. And let's go back, and her motion right here is walk, linear. Okay? So let's go over here, and let's hit play. And this is going to give you the fine detail controls of what she's doing in her character with emotion. And in this intro, let's just play it and see what happens. Watch this line. Let's zoom out a little bit and watch. She's going to walk right here through this gray part, and then she's going to stop right here, and then it's just going to keep on playing. Watch. Now she stopped. Okay. Now, if we wanted her to continue on, what we could do is drag this out. So I clicked and I dragged, and now she's going to walk for a little bit longer. And here we go. Now you may start to notice right away that this is a very tedious process, meaning every little detail has to be accounted for, the layers, and you will end up spending lots and lots and lots of time making a detail scene. We've already spent 5 minutes here, and all we've done, oh, actually 9 minutes, and all we've done is had her walk a little bit, you see? And you just have to get used to that. Making a scene takes a long time, and making a good scene takes a really long time. So let's have her walk out here again. Now, notice that she kind of kept on walking a little bit too far. Let's go and have her, we want her to stop walking right here. I want her to stop walking right here. So, to do that, I hit break, and that breaks these two parts into two parts where she was walking. Hit delete, and that one disappears. So now she should walk to this point, and we'll rewind it and hit play. Okay, that's pretty good. Now, I want her to not look weird. I want her to stand at this point and end her walk and stand. Okay, you see how we did that? we're using the details up here, and notice that it's using these little keyframes up here. We'll worry about those later. Those are a little bit too detailed for this video, but let's have her walk and stop, and now let's say something. Okay? Now, we picked a girl, and I've got a guy's voice, so we're going to need to find some kind of voice somewhere. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I decided not to find a female voice. We're going to add text voice. Okay, so I hit pause. Now, as soon as she stops walking, right here at this point, I'm going to have her say something. So you click on the person, you come over here to her voice, all kinds of audio stuff is right here, and we're going to record. We're not going to record a voice. You could click here and record yourself. For some reason on my Crazy Talk Animator, when I do that, it crashes. The whole program crashes. So what I have to do is I have to go in another program and create a WAV file when I record my voice, and I create that file, and then I'll just click on it and bring it in, and it will automatically set her face to my voice. But what we're going to do today is we're going to do text to speech editor. Hi, my name is Amy. I'm in the forest, and I don't know why. So let's listen to this, and notice you can pick from some voices. Let's pick Zira. That sounds like a girl. Let's hear it.
Hi, my name is Amy. I'm in the forest, and I don't know why.
Okay, perfect.
Hi, my name is Amy. I'm in the forest, and I don't know why.
Okay, so let's give her a little bit of... Now notice her mouth was moving. It automatically kind of tries to take all the voice and move her mouth with it. And how you know that is you go here to, let's close motion. Let's go to face. Voice, sorry. We're going to go to voice clip. And notice in the details, every time in the sound wave, watch this. When we listen, we'll hear sound waves. Watch.
Hi, my name is Amy. I'm in the forest.
For every single one of these rises and down in all of the sound wave you get, all of these are the little facial expressions, like oh, ah, e, oh. They're facial expressions that the puppet or character, see, there's O. See, I clicked on O, and that's the very point at which she's doing the O. And at this point, this little one right here is none. There's a whole bunch of them, and you can play with these. If you don't like the automatic ones it does, you can play with these. You can copy them and paste them. You can have her mouth open or close or do whatever you want. So, just so you know, the facial stuff is right here, and it takes your voice clip and it automatically drops those in, but that's right there. Okay, let's have her do something else. She needs to talk like a normal person, right? Let's zoom out and have her do some motion while she's talking. She starts talking right about here. I'm going to go back over to animation, and somewhere in here there will be talk. Let's go to idle and talk, and here's talk loop. Let's double click on that.
Hi, my name is...
And it does one bit. If you go to motion again, you'll see here's where she's talking, and if we wanted to talk longer, notice this is my voice clip right here. She's talking for this duration from here to here. We'll probably want to have her talk from here to here, right? We need to go one back. We want these to kind of match up, her talking and her motion to match up. And maybe we could apply a talk end right here. Okay? Now if we run this back, her talking is looped over and over, and her voice is right here alongside of it. So let's rewind it and watch the whole thing again.
Hi, my name is Amy. I'm in the forest, and I don't know why.
Okay, so we've got our character coming on, talking, and now, I don't know, let's do something. What do you think? Let's have her fly away, okay? So I noticed over here they've got some, in the motion, they've got some fly, Superman. Superman start, Superman flying, Superman land. Let's just have her start at the end of her speech. She's going to fly away. We have her selected. We're going to double click on her motion. Notice it put Superman flying here. Let's go ahead and add Superman flying. And now the problem with this is the start brings her back down, then she flies. So that's a little weird, okay? So we're going to have to move her as she goes through here. She's going to come up in the air. I had the wrong one here. We need the start, not the end. We need the Superman start. And then we have this, we'll just have her fly away. Okay, so now we need to have the motion going, which is already part of it right there. Now she's flying. And the problem with hitting the stop button is it goes all the way back. You need I get in a bad habit of that, but you need to hit the pause button.
Hi, my name is Amy, I'm in the forest. And I don't know why.
Okay, now she's up in the air. You have to give her some time to fly away. So she's going to fly up here, and it's keeping track of all the motion up here in the details. And we can look at that motion later. Let's close it for now and keep all this kind of clean. So if you pull her back, you can kind of see the naturalness. Okay, here's a problem that occurred. The way I set this up is I didn't establish a point before I had her take off. So let's hit undo. I'm going to undo what I just did and make sure everything's the way it was. Now I have to establish a point of right here. If you don't establish a point, it doesn't know when to start moving her. So you have to establish a point of her motion. Okay, and to know where a person is on your screen, we do the transform. And so when we do a transform, that's telling you where the person is exactly and how we're going to move. And so if we zoom out, we will see that she's at this point and she's going to move to this point throughout this period of time. So let's watch.
Hi, my name is Amy, I'm in the forest. And I don't know why.
So right at this point, she jumps, and now she moves, okay? Now watch this. If I were to go back, right as she jumps, when I clicked my mouse and moved her, look at that, it added a little point. It's saying at this point in time we want this person right here. And that establishes your point from which you want to do your next move. And now we don't need this because I already created that. So watch this. She jumps up, she does her move, now we establish a point, and now her motion to the next point is right here. And I imagine that's where she stops. See? So guess what else we have to do? We have to move her off the screen, and it establishes another point off the screen. So watch what happens when I bring this back. Here's her point right here, here's her point right here, and then she drops down. So these are your points of where the object exists on the screen, and you can click straight to it and disappear. You can copy these points and delete them. You can do whatever you want. So let's bring this all the way back and watch the whole thing, and we will have created a character in a scene and done the basics.
Hi, my name is Amy, I'm in the forest. And I don't know why.
Jump, fly away, zoom. Okay, now this is interesting because if you think, well, she's flying too slowly. I want her to just take off. What do? You have to take the time period and shorten it. And now she will have to fly. She'll have to fly from this point to this point in less time, and that means more speed, doesn't it? Watch. Zoom. That's how you can play with a character on the screen, and you can make it super fast. Watch this. I'm going to bring it very close in time, and she's going to go up slowly from here to here, and then she's going to take off super fast. boom, and it's at this point that you could add maybe a sound effect. Like you would come over here in your main screen where you hit F3. This is your control. You would come up here to project, and you can add a sound effects, and it comes with some sound effects over here somewhere. Not sure where exactly. Project, demo, sound effects. So let's add a sound effects. Okay, so you should use your own MP3, but let's use, why not use swoosh? Oh, that's pretty cool. So notice it put my swoosh right here, but that's in the wrong place, isn't it? We want it to go right here above the place where she really takes off, right? Now watch this. We're going to run it.
Don't know why.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? Okay. Now, I'm going to say we're finished with this tutorial. If there's a lot of interest in this type of thing, Crazy Talk, these videos are a lot of fun to make. Like I said, though, it takes lots and lots of patience to make a scene, because right away I can tell you there's something about this scene I already don't like. I don't like how she stops for a long period of time and then takes off. So what you would have to do is you would have to move these keyframes of motion and her motion of the Superman. You'd have to move it up and change it a little bit. You'd have to move all these up and closer together, and you can get rid of that lag that we have in between there, but that's beyond the scope of this video. Let's watch it one more time. Let's see. Let me close this, and let's also just go through a few things. If you wanted this, let's say you wanted this to disappear at a certain point in time. It's very simple. A lot of times you want things to come into existence, like you pull a cell phone out of your pocket or something, and it would actually exist there, but you would hide it. Notice this little eye down here, and at the right time you would open it and it would appear, and that is yet another keyframe in the visibility of the object. But let's run this whole thing and see what it looks like. Okay, so we're done with the movie. We made a very simple movie. She doesn't know why she's in the woods. Some of the other actors you could have chosen were all these other people. They have humans, they have animals. There's this little cute little dog right here, and horse, and you can buy more characters. One of the other characters, these characters I bought were these office workers. I bought a boss, an employee, a manager, and these other kind of office kind of people. There are some comic people, some cute people. Let's see. There's this crazy looking guy. Alright, let's see, how do we make this into a movie? What we're going to do is go to render video, and we can pick the format we want, MP4. I'm going to do an export, and it comes out as a file. I'm going to call it My Cartoon Woods. Okay, I'm going to put it on my desktop and hit save, and then it's doing images, 2001 images. Okay, I made a mistake, and that was a good teaching moment. So notice that the video actually ends right about here. It ends when she's leaving the screen. But my end marker is way over here in the red. I'm going to bring this end marker here, otherwise we'll have this long dead space. And I'll make the end marker right here, and then we'll run the whole thing. Now we render, it'll be a lot faster. I'm going to go to render video, MP4, export, desktop, My Woods Cartoon, whatever. Alright, 371 images now. Okay, we are ready to open it now, and now we have a good file, and watch this.
Hi, my name is Amy, I'm in the forest. And I don't know why.
Oh, isn't that cool? What's really cool is you can take that video. When I make a project, I make a scene, and I do the whole scene, and I save it as one file. Then I create a brand new project, and I create the second scene, and then I take all those and I bring them in another video editor, and I put them together in another video editor because it's a lot easier to do text in my Sony Vegas Pro than it is to do it here. So if I need to add text and music and all that, I won't do everything here. I'll bring it somewhere else. Anyway, let me know if you enjoyed that. I'll do a lot more. There's a lot more things you can do with the facial expressions, and you can make their eyes big and small. You can make hair and colors and change clothes, and you have tons of objects. There's tons of stuff you can do with this. Let me know if you like it, and I'll make more.